A really cool fight scene with Brainy that involves lots of wire work and
That's right.
interesting song choice. Can you talk about that? And were you inspired by any fight scenes with how you?
What song is being played? Is it "Time in a Bottle"?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, look, we all know what other "Time in a Bottle" fight scene there is, and I didn't know that was going to be the song, but it's not in any way trying to be like the answer to the Quicksilver Flash scene. I think it's just relevant because I deal with time, and I'm in quite a bottle, one would say, that this predicament I'm in. I thought it was such a cool way to approach a scene that Brainy will do everything he can not to fight. He uses violence as a last resort, and so he always tries to use his brain to get him out of any situation. But this situation, he's forced to fight, and the way he fights is by barely lifting a finger. He keeps his hands behind his back, and when he needs to, he only uses 2 fingers to either budge this guy's shoulder and has this guy punch that guy and that guy kick that guy, so they all end up hurting each other. And I just thought it was a really cool concept, and I was very excited to shoot that fight scene. I had a couple ideas that I spoke to James, the stunt choreographer, about, and we ended up working it into the fight. But they had they did the previs for the fight, and they planned it all out. And so I saw a video of all the stunt guys doing it before I even got there on set, and so I studied it, and I asked, can I come in beforehand and learn this? And we did, and they filmed me, and I kind of got to see what I liked and what I didn't like about what I did during the fight scene. And so it was really good. So I came in there, and I was able to do, I think 99% of it is all me, except for maybe the wide shot. And which is doable because I'm not doing any kind of crazy backflip or anything like that. I'm basically just fighting with my hands behind my back. So it was a lot of fun to do. I've always wanted to do that. I was on another show where I did a lot of stunts, but I was always the guy getting beaten up. So it's very refreshing to be on the other side of that for a change. And in terms of the wire work, the wire stunt at the end, where I walk up the wall backwards, I think initially it was just supposed to be me walking up the wall and then kind of jumping over in one motion. But when we rehearsed the wire work, I did it like 100 times, practicing with that wire, and it just looked cool staying on the wall, like just stopping and being perpendicular with the wall. I thought was just such a cool thing. So that's, I think, what we ended up in the final cut with. It was a lot of fun. I was sore for weeks afterwards.
And the stunt guy said that you were inspired by Upgrade?
That's right. So that's what I was saying. I saw this scene in Upgrade where there's this one move where he kind of just dodges 3 punches by going backwards, forwards, and then kind of around. And we were able to incorporate that into the fight. Yes, we steal from only the best.
Are you going to have more fight scenes like this moving forward now that we've seen what Brainy and you can do?
I've demanded it. I would love to see some more fight scenes, and I've asked Robert, and he said sure. So who knows? I'm looking forward to doing more fight scenes. I hope we get the chance. Yes, okay. No crossover stuff.
Can you talk about Brainy's relationship with Nia and how that's going to progress? I've seen them having a connection, and it's very cool.
Yeah, I love those Brainy Nia scenes. They're very fun and awkwardly quirky. There will be more Brainy Nia scenes to come. And they do get, the scene and the situation is more intimate, but it's still just as awkward as ever. That's something that we have a lot of fun playing with. So there are more Brainy Nia scenes to come that I'm really excited to see. And they're painfully sweet.
Melissa said that there's sort of a super friends dynamic developing between your character Nia and
Absolutely.
Tara. Can you talk about what kind of antics they get into together?
Let's see. Without giving too much away, we start to the other characters start to become aware of Nia's dreaming, and maybe she might have some sort of superpower connected to her dreaming, and other characters are brought into the loop. And for that reason, we need her help to figure out certain things. So we go out together, the three of us, Brainy, Nia, and Kara. And so, but it becomes a point, an issue of who knows whose identity at that point still. And so that's a funny thing that we play with as well during those scenes.
Do you think Brady has completed his acclimatizing to the 21st century, or is that going to be an ongoing process?
Yes and no. I think something that you're gonna learn in a couple episodes is that let's just say, so in the finale of the season 3, I didn't know what that Star Wars reference was. I hadn't seen Star Wars. So moving forward, he's determined to know every film reference, and you'll see how he kind of goes way the other side of the spectrum. Like, he'll know every single film reference, and he'll cite everyone's references. So if anyone makes a reference, he'll have to cite it. And so it's fun to play with, to see how we play with that. Like, there's no middle ground. He's either knows nothing or knows way too much.
Will Brainiac get to meet any characters like Cisco or Felicity in the crossover?
He might. Just might. He just might. And I may or may not have some pictures on my phone to prove it. But we'll have to wait until I'm allowed to post those.
Can you say like how involved you are in the crossover? Are you in 1 episode, 2, 3 episodes?
You'll blink and you'll miss me. But it was enough to make me happy. I think they put me in the crossover as like a personal favor for me, as Jesse. It was so over budget, so everything was getting cut. Things were getting cut left and right, and I had more stuff that was cut, and I was just praying that I would stay in it because I'm such a fan and I love those crossovers. So to be in it is very cool for me. Like, I was such a fan of The Flash, and I would watch that show and see Cisco and kind of see myself in that character. And I saw myself represented in that character. And to be shooting a scene with Cisco was very cool for me. And I told him that. And that's a scary thing to tell someone. It's kind of a weird thing to say to someone, that you're a big fan of his and I saw myself in you. But I played it off very cool. And I think you guys are going to be happy. I think it's cool. I said way too much already.
The Brainiac character, not just yours, but Brainiac in general, has such a rich history. Are we going to get to learn more about your ancestors in the present day as opposed to just...
I don't know. I don't know. That's not something that we've explored in these couple episodes that we've been shooting that haven't aired yet. I really hope so. One of the most fascinating things I find about Brainiac 5, the character, is his twisted family dynamic. That I think is a big part of what defines the character, is his relationship with his relatives. And so I'm really hoping that that's something that we could explore at some point. I've also been talking to my sister a lot about hopefully getting her on the show in some capacity, that maybe, who knows, but that would be my dream.
If you can tear away from Hawaii.
Exactly. It's hard to do.
Yeah.
Next volcano or anything erupts, I'll just be like, all right, now's your chance. Come to National City.
So it came out in the news yesterday that we're going to get to see Nia's family. Will Brainy get to meet Nia's family?
This episode that we're shooting right now is that episode. And, I don't know if I'm allowed to say or anything. I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah.
Will Brainy,
Sorry.
We saw that great scene with the Brainy bringing the pizza place with his apple and olives pizza.
Yes.
But is he going to continue to like face that kind of prejudice, especially when he's not got his image inducer on and you get to have the beautiful white mane?
Right, right. I mean, yeah, that was a situation that came about because his image inducer failed, and they saw that he was an alien. But I think maybe he's learned his lesson just in terms of what is going on at the DEO and all throughout National City right now. It's wiser to stay concealed for the moment being. So yeah, as of now, he's only really showing his blue form to a select few that have already seen it before. So he's not really going to be blue in front of a bunch of strangers anytime soon.
For you, is that easier, not having to do the makeup all the time this season?
Oh, this makeup is just as hard to make me this pretty. Yeah, no, it's nice. It's nice not having to come in, 3 hours earlier and leave an hour later than everyone else. But I'm always game for it. I really enjoy doing that, the whole makeup process. So it's fun for me. I'm not. I start to lose my mind a little bit at the end of the day, on a long day of shooting in blue. So yeah, I always go a little crazy at some point. But in general, I really enjoy doing that kind of stuff. But yes, it's nice to be human. Yes. You guys have it easy.